Hello there. I wanted to just talk a little bit about nighttime nature connection. When I wrote the first edition of the Mindful Nature Connection Journal, I was writing in winter around Christmas time, and it was very winter centric. I noticed, which made me decide that I'd write some journals for around the other seasons as well. But one of the things that I particularly draw attention to in the prompts is the night sky, because particularly if you're working during the daytime or have other activities during the daytime, it can be quite difficult to get out while there's daylight. And actually, one of the treasures of winter is that it's very easy to see the night sky at a time when you would normally be awake. And I really love seeing Orion and the moon and some of the planets at this time of year. I think we might be out of luck today. It's actually quite cloudy. But there's a real benefit to getting out at the start and the end of the day. It's quieter. There's a sense of being able to just take some time to yourself. And as it gets darker, your other senses, instead of your vision, your other senses tend to come more into play. So there's a very different quality, and compared with the bustle of the middle of the day, which can be quite overwhelming, this is a real time to kind of gather yourself and just press the reset button a little bit. Either a lovely way to wake up in the morning, or a very peaceful way to wind down at the end of the day and to just bookend the day, kind of close the day and put aside anything from all that busyness. I think it sets me up for a good night's sleep if I've managed to get out in the early evening or even later in the evening. Just connect with nature and come back into that sort of connection with your kind of circadian rhythm, that you've really got some sense of the natural light and the darkness. So it's well worth learning some of the more common constellations and asterisms, and finding that you can navigate some of the night sky. There are lots of wonderful apps that you can get that basically point them at the sky and they'll tell you what you're looking at. I recommend doing these with the night mode engaged if you are going to come out and do it, because otherwise you ruin your night vision. It takes about 20 minutes to get your night vision sort of properly tuned in, so you need to avoid looking at bright lights, but red light actually doesn't tend to affect your night vision. So even a red light torch, or a torch with sort of red sort of translucent paper over, can be good. But actually, you don't need to know the name of any stars or constellations to really get the benefit from looking at the night sky. I think there's so much just from recognising that these are the stars that our ancestors looked at, and it also connects us with people across the globe, people that we're maybe not with at the same time, but they can look at the moon or the stars. We're sort of seeing the same stars if we're in the same sort of hemisphere. So that can be a really lovely way to connect with people across sort of space and time, really. And it's awe-inspiring to me to contemplate just the distances involved. some of these stars may not even still be there by the time it's taken the light from those stars to reach us. The stars actually may have gone, so you're actually looking back through history. But there are really all sorts of ways to connect with the night sky. And I just invite you to observe, but really tune in, not so much with the sort of thoughts about it, but more with the feelings. Definitely worth getting in touch with that sort of sense of awe and wonder if you're able.